With the coaptation splint and sling application, you can treat mid-shaft humeral fractures and immobilized shoulders very well. To begin, measure the sling length. Begin from the head of the humeral, looping around the neck and opposite shoulder. Then, cut the sling, allowing for enough length to loop under the wrist. To measure the right size of the splint, start from one hand width under the axilla, up around the elbow and over the humerus so that the end of the splint covers the top of the shoulder but does not dig into the neck. Then, cut the desired length of the splint. You can open the padding at proximal end of the splint, the end placed on the shoulder, round the edges and trim the padding. Afterwards, you fold the end over and cut approximately a 2-finger width long slit in the substrate, leaving the edges of the substrate intact. Activate splint with water. Now, pull the sling through the proximal slit that has been cut in the splint and secure it with a hook and loop fastener end. Place the splint with the attached sling on top of the shoulder, making sure to pull far enough up the shoulder, but take care that the splint does not irritate the neck. Bring the sling around the opposite shoulder and position it between the body and the wrist. Now you loop around the wrist to close and attach the Y-tab at the end of the sling. Adjust the tab by raising the hand slightly, if required, to help reduce the swelling. Then, fold the splint under the elbow and ask the patient to hold the splint's end. To finish the application, wrap the splint distal to proximal with a bandage to lock the splint in place. Mostly, it is necessary to use 2 bandages and allow the bandage to overlap by 50%. At the end, fixate the bandage with tape or a hook and loop fastener.